Alright guys, today we are going to be doing the carbs on a Yamaha 50. We've already pretty much taken the case, the air filter assembly. There's no air filters in outboard motors, just a plastic cover to keep the water out of the motors. Taking that off, kind of done an interior inspection. And we're going to go ahead and pull them off and just clean through them. So we're going to clean the carbs out and show you how to do it. Alright guys, this thing's going to probably bobble a little bit, but you're going to be able to see what I do. I have just a basic tool set with me right now. We're going to just kind of read through this real quick, knock it out. Alright, we got 2, 4, 6 bolts. All of those actually hold the carburetor in place. We got a throttle arm here. We're going to just kind of pinch behind the throttle arm and just kind of pop it off. This is what sinks all the carbs. Just kind of carefully with the tips. You can get them out, get it out of the way. You can even leave it on this last one. We're just going to get this off there real quick. Alright. We're going to have some hoses we're going to want to take off. We're going to go ahead and do that. We'll leave these on. We're just going to take these 3 fuel lines off. Just going to kind of get under them. Pry them up a little bit at a time. Boom. Nice. I'm going to have to get over here. Squeeze this, pinch these clamps if you got to. Just get them out of the way. Give the hose a little twist back and forth. If it's on there hard, it'll come right off. Same with the bottom one. Clamp out of the way. Hose a little twist. Try not to squeeze too hard in the hose. You don't want to break the line. Pop it off. Come on now. Being a pain in the butt. There it goes. Alright, those 3 lines are off. And we got a vacuum line over here. Take it off. Same deal. Clamp out of the way. If you mangle any of these hose clamps, you can use zip ties. I did not mangle any. I was lucky. Sometimes they get mangled. You just use zip ties. There we go. Those are all off. There should be an electronic, because this fuel enrichment valve is hooked up. So there's an electric wire. We're going to follow the blue one to wherever it's plugged in and unplug it. Goes all the way around this side. Unplug it. Then we got a 10mm ground for the fuel enrichment valve. It's over here behind the right side of the motor, or actually the port side. Take it off. Go ahead and put the bolt back in so you don't lose it and you know where it goes. 10mm, 2, 4, 6 of them. That's what's holding these carburetors on and linking them together. All these bolts are going to be the same. These carbs are not exactly the same. The middle one's got the idle screw on it. The bottom one has the flap that the throttle cable pulls. So So you want to make sure that you take note of which one's which so you don't get them confused. They are basically off right at this point, you know. These are, if you want to sink your carburetors, you hook up hoses to gauges. I got like a set of 4 gauges for the 4-cylinder motors. You just hook up 3 of them and it gets you right to the perfect vacuum basically on each of them. And you adjust your arm that connects all 3 until you get all 3 carburetors perfectly synced. But all these look very even actually. If you just look in at the butterflies to each of them, you can see that they're gapped evenly, and that's, oh look, don't pull the bottom ones all the way out. I'm just going to get them out off the block. Oh, that's why I bought the deep well. That bottom one there, you can't get in it with an extension. It's all 10 millimeter. Oh yeah, and the middle carburetor also has fuel enrichment valve, which has all kinds of cable with it. All end a vacuum line, which we can easily pull off with a wiggle. All right, we're just going to finish taking this guy off here. So I can get this ratchet out of the way. Fuel enrichment valve out. There's the middle carb, and then the bottom carb. We're going to set this upright so we know how that goes. Bottom carb's out. All right, I'm going to go ahead and set the camera up on the whatever table I'm going to use to do this. All right, so I'm just going to do one of the carburetors. All 3 are exactly the same inside, so we're going to do just one of them, and then obviously you put it back together the opposite way we took it apart. Not a big deal. So we're going to pop these 4 screws out the bottom, and everything needs really in the bottom. All this up top, there's nothing really to worry about up there. We'll pop it open so you can see what's in there. Give her a little rinse out. But the issue is always going to be down bottom in this carburetor. Be careful of your rubber seal. Don't get any carb cleaner on that if you can help, as they like to swell up. The kits are like 25 bucks each. They have all the seals and stuff that you need in them. I'll put those in the link below. I'll put the 14 karat gold testing solution, that's what I use to clean the jets, in a link below. Just click on them, it'll take you right to what you need. All the gas is running down here. I'm not seeing any beads of water, so that's a good sign. I'm going to pop her open. Boom. Be careful of this gasket. Now you notice there isn't much dirt going on in here. You got a little bit of rust in the middle. That's where that jet is. But what's going to be happening, because she has an idle issue, it won't idle. There's going to be dirt inside this idle jet right in here. Yep, and you look in there. I don't know if you can see it or not. There. Boom. There's crusties in there. And that's what's stopping it. Look, it's all over this. And that's what's keeping it from running. There's just that little bit of dirt inside that idle jet. It's keeping it from idling. Alright, so I like to take everything out. Let me pause you and I'll go find me a flathead screwdriver that'll work for this. Alright, so we're going to take the jets out. This is the high jet, or the full throttle jet. I'm going to go ahead and take it out. Set here. And we want to try to get the low out. I'm going to try one more time here, but sometimes they're just crusted in. Oh, you can try to give it a quick jerk. Maybe did it break it free? I don't know. You gotta take a number 2 and grind the sides off to get it to fit in there. It doesn't always want to go. Give her a quick rinse out and get a little acid in there. You'll see with this What I mean by the acid, it just starts boiling the jet. If you get any in your hands, I use a little carb cleaner to rinse it off, no big deal. But it sits in there and bubbles and boils, cleans that jet out. We're going to let it do its thing in there for a second, and rinse it out, and then try to break that jet free one more time. If it doesn't come through, that's not a big deal. We can, make it work. We can clean it out while it's in there. No, it's not wanting to go. Try a littler one. No. Oh, it's just going to dig it up, so we're not going to bother with it. We aren't going to lose that guy either. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, while we're looking for stuff here, we're going to bubble that one out. Throw a few more drops in this one to bubble it out. You want that, and it's going through, so that one's going to be fine anyways. That's what you want, is it has to go through it, and it did. We'll put a couple more drops in there. Really let it boil out. Yeah, and it just went right through. Yeah, it's coming right out the other side. So it's going to be fine. So we're going to rinse it all out. Like so. You can see in there it's nice and clean in there. Oh, here. Like a brand new jet in there. Nice and clean. That's what we want. Get all the acid out of everything. Try to keep the carb cleaner off the gasket. Do not pull it out. Let's go ahead, pull this Phillips head right here out. This is your float and your needle valve. I'm just going to make sure that they're getting plenty of fuel, flow through them. I'm going to just go ahead and spray through this. Make sure it blows through. All right, getting bit up. You can go in your truck if you want. Yeah, it's flowing right on out nicely. Look, this is already trying to freaking swell on me. That is what we do not want. Do not want that to swell. All right. Just force it back in there and keep it in there. That's all. All right, rinse this jet out. And then all that screws right back in there. When you go to put your screwdriver in it, just screw it down. Make sure you wipe it off clean. Screw it down, yeah. Sit in your truck and you'll be better. Alright. And then the needle valve, I like to take off. And then I like to clean. I just swirl it on my pants. I don't even always take it off. Like sometimes I'll even just hold it and then swirl it on my pants or my shirt so that I can get it, nice and clean. And you just kind of look at it. Make sure that there's no crusties on it at all. You want it to seal tight. And get it back in there. This thing is really, really clean, so it's not really huge amount of stuff to do to it. You get this back in place. Horseflies are out biting like crazy right now. Screw this down like so. And then I like to blow through this. We know it's coming out and we know it's stopping the flow as well. That's pretty much it. We're going to make sure all this is nice and cleaned out. Scrape it up. Whatever we got to do. Get the crusties off. Give it a rinse. Make sure there's no crusties in the bottom. And it only goes on one way, not that way. Does it go that way? Yeah, it goes like that. Only goes on one way. 4 bolts back in. Alright. And then like I said, I can go through the top. I'm not going to because we're running low on light and I really need to get this job done for this lady. But the other side is there can be crusties up in there, but it is not going to affect the runnability of it so much. You can take off the tops, clean them out. Here, you know what? I know that this one's clean, so I'm not even going to bother. No, you know what? No, fuck it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take it off. I just really would like to get this thing back on before this gasket swells up on me too much more. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to mess with it because this guy wants to swell up on me. Alright, anyways, up in here, nothing really to worry about so much. I wouldn't even stress it. I'm going to get this back in before this gasket swells up on me anymore. This helped you out in any way, shape, or form. Give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. I'll put anything you need in the description below, as well as these gaskets here. Oh man, I might have to replace these. Alright, peace. Coming back to it, forgot to put this rubber bit in. So we got to take this bowl back off. I ended up putting a little Indian head on there to stop that from popping out. I applied a little heat from a heat gun. It shrank it right back up. And a little Indian head stick in there. But usually I would use grease to make it stick in there. I used some shellac because I didn't have any grease on hand. I'm going to pop this back off. And put that rubber bit back on the idle jet. Rafe! Yep, no boob, Rafe. You want to go to bed? You want to go to bed instead? No? Oh, sorry guys, got to hear all that. That was fun, huh? My little boy is weaning off the boob. So he's a whiny, cry little boy right now. It's my boob. Alright, there we go. Got it all in. Peace out.